What's going on, guys? Your buddy Llama back with the final rogue from Rogue Company. At the moment, the game's still pretty fresh, about the first week or so out, and I decided to do a little project and just kind of give you guys some feedback and some insight on all the rogues that I have access to right now. I know I'm kind of one of the luckier ones, so I'm glad I kind of waited. This is V. Now, if I'm saying her name wrong, well, so be it. But before I get into it, as I have so far, show you kind of where I'm at, how long I've played. V is probably my second favorite, depending on the game mode. It does depend. If I have a little more support job to do, I've been defaulting to Phantom, but I do have some time with her so far. Probably not as much as most, but enough to really feel comfortable about talking about some of the skills and stuff. So let's get into V. Infected by a deadly poison, V is a freedom fighter desperately searching for a cure. Interesting. I'd love to see some more videos on her, maybe get some backstory and stuff. Her ability, Vile Poison, create a cluster of poison pools that reduces enemy maximum health. It's kind of interesting. I kind of see people maybe playing her kind of like Caustic or something like that, or anybody who's going to deny a space. The Vile Poison doesn't last as long as you would like it to. It's not like a canister that's a trap or anything out like that. It's pools of poison that do exactly what it does. It's not super OP, but it does help. It's a little tricky to play. I haven't had like dominance on doing it, but if you know there's an enemy around the corner, someone's giving you insight on it or whatever else, you can track that, then you can kind of do it a couple times. But as I've seen so far, once you do it once or twice, the enemy kind of knows, oh shit, there's a V there, and that you're going to use it. It's good to kind of, I would like to see it used more to cover a flank or open spot behind, but it's tricky to time. It's very tricky to time. I like to use it when there's someone behind cover. If I can push, I toss it behind whatever cover they're on. That's probably the most effective that I've been able to use it. Leech Passive, Leeching Poison, reducing the maximum health of enemies gradually increases your maximum health up to a cap of 25, which is cool because I think that negates some of the perks that other people have of having kind of like a bonus armor. Possibly. It's kind of an interesting thing. Nightshade is my favorite, so I'm going to be biased with that. S12 Tactical, I've used it a couple times. I'm not too successful with shotguns. Doesn't mean you can't use them. Let's get into her loadout. So, Nightshade, one of my absolute favorite weapons in the game, outside of a sniper rifle so far, and the Spitfire. I'm not 100% in love with Execution, but it is great for finishing up and doing exactly what the name says. Nightshade, I try to max primaries as quickly as possible. That's what I do. I'm kind of spoiled on that. Even at tier 2, I think it's super awesome. It's just a fun game to fun assault rifle to use. Silence, it's really good. But if you're not used to that and you don't use assault rifles too often, it does take a little time from what I've seen some people use. But I max it out as possible. S12 Tactical. Again, shotgun gods out there, you're gonna have to tell me. I've seen people kind of roll on people pretty quickly. I just don't use it. I don't use it. But it is a semi-automatic shotgun, so I think there is some potential there. Range is 8. Compare that to your Anvil, right? Your Anvil's got a 6.5. And who else has a shotgun? Yes. 6.5 is the same shotgun. I know someone else has another shotgun. Let me get her out real quick. Is it Ronin? No. I should probably actively take notes. Oh, here you go. Striker. That's good comparisons. You have it. A 6. So the range is, you got to be a little closer, but I think Lancer has that because she can jump up on you pretty quickly, tier 1. Anyways, back to our main character our main rogue for here, V. Alright, shotgun, I think because it's a semi-auto, might be pretty interesting. So I might have to try to give that a go and give you guys a little more feedback on that. Mag size 6, so I think that, again, tier 1 it, and you can probably, once you get kind of accustomed to the range, I think you can do really, really well with it. maxing it out is probably interesting. Hipfire is probably the better way to use it, but I have had some luck dealing some team damage, right? Team firing somebody from a distance if you have to, right? I would probably switch to if you max it out, then you'd be okay. I would switch to execution if you have to go distance. You know, you got that range 15. It just kind of depends your play style. I just 100% am biased to Nightshade. It's one of my favorite rifles in the game so far, outside of a sniper. I don't bother picking up melee weapons at all. That's just kind of me. But a katana is really fun to throw from what I hear and what I've seen, so it'll mess you up. Incendiary grenades are good depending on who's pushing you. I like to warn, caution people. If the enemy team has a Scorcher, I almost don't bother. Unless the Scorcher's not even bothering me, then you know it's still really effective to kind of deny a push by the enemy team and increase fire duration, all that good stuff. But I use tear gas. I use tear gas because it disorients, and then I like to max that out a little bit, try to get 2. But currently right now, I'll try to save my money to max out Nightshade, and then perks wise, Cloaked is usually the first one I go with. I have rarely used Evade so far, though I think it would be ideal, especially because I get down if I'm not paying attention or don't have the right shoulder kind of switched on, and I get damaged a little bit. This would probably save my ass a couple times, but I'll have to get feedback from you guys if that's something you go with. I usually go with this just because I'm kind of a mid-range type, and I don't like to be seen. I like my privacy. Tenacity is probably a really good one too as well, just the way you put it. But I try to save for helping hand depending on what's going on. Unless you've got a saint who is godly, which I've been fortunate enough to have most times, I'll save for this one. So if you have a healer that's doing its job, don't even worry about it. I'll go for 6 cents because you like to be told as much information on the enemy team and their movements and what they can see. I should probably use Replenish a little bit more than that, so I don't have to switch to Executioner. Again, I'm not a 100% fan on Executioner, though it's great for downing or finishing off an enemy, as most pistols are. This is one of my favorite go-to outside of Phantom so far. I'll have to get back to you guys. Any other V mains out there, let me know. Give me some impressions, opinions, comments, whatever else you want to do. But this concludes, up till now, the collection of rogues that I have access to so far on Rogue Company. If you haven't played the game yet, I highly suggest play it. It's super fun. It's a good time. It's a break from other shooters, and I like the different classes, so to speak, and everything else. And their weapons are kind of set so far. Your combat load is your combat load. You can't swap these weapons out with somebody else so far. And I think it's pretty cool. I'm really excited to see what the mastery rewards are and buy it and everything else. So if you haven't played it yet, please play it. Give it a shot. Give it a shot with whatever you have access to. You'll have fun. Every rogue has its place, and you can make up any kind of team. That's it. That's all I got. And stay tuned. If you haven't caught me on Twitch yet, check it out on Twitch. I'll be playing. All right, I'm out.